Hi, everybody. It's Jenny Norris, and I'm here with Home Staging Talk Show Live. And you can see I'm not at home. I'm actually in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where I am teaching the master's course for accredited staging professional masters. And I am really excited because joining me today is Karen Mendenhall, Mary Beth Francisco, Kimberly Swan, and Kathy Swan. So we have the privilege, and hopefully we've asked Blair Hamady also, because we're actually teaching in one of his stores right here in Plymouth. And so he's supposed to be joining us also, and so we're going to make sure that he's going to come to the store. We talked to him last night. We've been having fun having dinner with him every night, and we'll also hopefully be able to take you on a tour of the store, because where we're teaching right now is in actually the design center. So he's got all the fabric swatches and fabulous stuff here, and then of course the store itself has all sorts of fun things in it. So I wanted to have these four ladies on that have made the commitment and investment to further their education, and just to kind of talk to them about, have them share who they are, about their business, how long they've been in business, and what adding to their education means to them, how it will help them in the future with their business. And so we're going to start off with Karen.
Thank you.
So here's Karen Mendenhall, everybody.
Jenny.
So scoot over this way. You're,
scoot over?
Okay. Now we can see you.
Do I look better?
Yes, you can.
Do I look
fabulous.
good?
Yes.
This is traumatic. I've never done anything like this. Do you like my necklace?
It looks fabulous. So this
This
is
is
from Blair's store. We're all finding fabulous things. So he not only has like interior, fun decor items, he's got furniture, but he also has fashion. So we have, everything from clothing, fabulous things, outerwear, and then also jewelry. So she picked that up, and I picked another necklace up. I don't know where it is.
I'll go get it.
Yes,
It's
well,
really
sparkly.
Blingy.
Yes.
Fabulous.
So Karen, it's so wonderful having you here with me. Tell everybody who you are, where you're from.
Karen Mendenhall. I'm with Stage It Charlotte out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And let's see, what else do I need to say?
Well, how long have you been in business?
14 years. 2005 did the ASP, did the Masters in 08 or 09. But I was so excited to hear that the Masters was coming here to the Boston area, and that you were going to be the trainer, because I knew, after having learned everything with Barb, that I really wanted to learn everything with you.
Thank you.
So that is the reason that I did this, was to see, obviously our businesses have changed, the staging industry has changed, we are up in the game, we are climbing higher and higher, and I wanted to just learn as much as I could from you with your new techniques and new ways of doing things.
Well, and I appreciate you saying that, because I think that anytime we stop learning in our businesses, you're going to get passed by, because the industry is always evolving, and there's always new things to learn, and our businesses are growing, and being able to refine a process or relearn something that maybe we had forgotten to implement in a business, I think that's really important. So, I would love to see master's classes filled with people that really are aspiring to have longevity in their business, and also to just, again, refine their business practices. So the fact that you already have a very successful business in Charlotte, she doesn't need to come here and learn how to run a business as far as getting staging work or being known, because she has a fabulous reputation in Charlotte. She has big projects they run. They do beautiful work. So it's like, well, why did she come here? So I wanted to put her on the spot first. Because she already took the class, and so being able to come back and learn some additional information that will help your business, I think, is really important. So so far, as we're all in our third day, and we've had long hours. I gave them homework every night, but they're not having to stay till 2 o'clock in the morning, which is good. Yes.
No, it's a whole different pace.
Yes,
a lot of fun, much more intimate, I think. And of course, I'm more confident being here, so I'm able to ask things that really matter to me in my business.
And also contribute, because we all learn from each other, so I don't profess to know it all by any stretch of the imagination.
Because I thought you did.
Sometimes some people may think that, in my family maybe. I'm still learning. There's still situations that come up with clients, and I'm like, I have not experienced that before, or the expectations of the industry have changed. Hi, Dana. It's my sister. The expectations of the industry have changed as far as what we do. So we always need to be reaching for the next level or learning, continuing to learn, whether it's trends, what furniture trends people want to do. I believe the expectations of the public are different than they were 16 years ago when I got started, when staging wasn't well known. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of the markets, it is established, and we have a lot of the television shows and things like that on one hand help to tell the public do something, but then on the other hand, the expectation is
higher and higher.
Yeah, you're going to bring all this, model home furniture in, and I'm going to get that, and they never tell you the price. There's only a couple shows that actually give you the price for the staging. So the expectation is they're going to get all this staging. They don't know what to pay for it, and I don't think sometimes their expectation for the financial part is in line with what they're seeing on television.
Correct.
So
and
they have
what they perceive we're going to do for them.
Right. Yeah. So
charge more money.
Yeah. Well, and the fact is, staging is sort of always in line with the market where it exists. So when the price of properties goes up and sellers are making more money when they sell, the staging also can increase because it's really lined up with the market. So in a market where the median price house is, let's say, $900,000, the staging is going to be more than a market where the median price is $200,000, and that's all part and parcel of the whole staging industry. Is it has to be in line with the prices of the properties and all the people that are involved in selling a house. So when a house is worth more, the realtors make more money in commission. The sellers hopefully get more equity that they're able to apply towards the next purchase. Appraisers, photographers, everybody in the industry, home inspectors, all those fees are in line with the price of the property. So the staging is helping in that process too. So the pricing should be increasing as the market gets stronger.
I also want to say, if you come to Boston for the Masters,
Yes.
which I hope you'll have it here again.
I would love to.
The best food ever.
Oh my gosh.
Incredible.
And it's beautiful. So Plymouth, for those who don't know, it's, Plymouth Rocks. We're kind of in the close to where you would go to Cape Cod, but the water, beautiful. We've had wonderful weather. It was a little bit chilly the last couple of days, and then today it's going to be like 85, but not humid. And then tomorrow, see, you guys are missing out. So tomorrow we're going to go stage a luxury property with Blair and his team, and he's going to put us to work. So it's going to be like 88 and humid. So my hair is going to be like, right? And same with Mary Beth, her hair will be like,
It'll be a knot on top of my head.
we're going to have that experience. So you never know what we throw in as far as extras with the master's course. It really truly is like a workshop. So it's not, whereas when you take a staging course, you have certain things that the trainers were working to get through and to teach. The master's is really taking and breaking apart some of those business modules and more of a workshop, and it's very interactive. And my whole goal is to, when people finish the master's course, is that they feel empowered, confident. There's nothing, I don't want anyone to ever feel like they come and there's something wrong with your process, but if it helps you to refine and just make a mind adjustment on how you're serving your clients or maybe services you're offering, and your process, your professional standards, your communication. We do role playing. So I tried to put these ladies on the spot this morning and walk them into some traps that we fall into when we're engaging with a client for a vacant property.
She's tricky. She's very tricky.
Yes.
$1 billion. And force you to have to communicate back. And so role playing is so valuable. And I know we talk about it in class. The marketing book that we have has role playing in it, but I think a lot of people don't actually do it with each other. So sometimes the first time you're having that conversation is you're on the spot with the client and you're like, blah, 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 and blah. So those of you watching, role play. I would just drive around in my car and I would say, if the client says this to me, then I'm going to respond this way. And I'd play like devil's advocate. If they try to nail me with this question or they ask this is how I'm going to respond. And the key is, hi, Betty. The key is to say it out loud so you hear yourself. Because you can't just do it in your head. Because when it comes to the moment, even though you've rehearsed it in your head, you haven't heard yourself saying the words.
Right.
You will get tongue-tied. It's just, it happens to everybody.
Like today.
So Karen, so what are some of the things you can encourage people watching to either come and take, or what have you learned so far? It could just be like a little nugget.
That the synergy in the group is so fantastic. To hear others' ideas and to hear how they're doing it in other places makes it it just lends itself for me to interpret it differently where I am. And something that's really tough for me is when we are staging, destaging. There's not enough time for my brain to slow down and focus and concentrate on the plan that we need to be working. So to take this time and give it to me to be here to just sit and think and go through some of these processes and see how we could improve them or what we could do better, it's priceless, because I'm not going to take this time. If I were home,
Right.
I'd be working.
Right.
I would be working. So I have to make myself, come and do this.
It is, and it's important as a business owner. I mean, there's all sorts of people that have like professional retreats and different aspects where they can get away. But the masters, it is about process, and we're going to talk about inventory and warehousing and so forth and marketing coming up. But it really is to take time to focus on your business. Where do you want to see it in the future? And it's not that it may even be people come and what we are sharing is like, okay, I'm doing that. It validates what you're already doing. And you realize, okay, I'm on the right track. And, it's good to, sometimes we have our focus of where we want to go, and maybe we get off track a little bit. And so it's good to get back in alignment. Being able to share experiences is really, really valuable. So, Karen's business, Stage It Charlotte, you guys got to go look at her work. Beautiful. So you work with a lot of builders.
Well, I have a team.
Yes.
I would love to say hello to everybody.
Everybody.
Now, I got one of them right here, Mary Beth, behind me. But Deepti, hello, and Jennifer, and Kelly, and Stephanie, and Matt, and Paula, and have I left anybody out? Is that everybody?
Okay. She loves you all. I mean, she didn't say your name. So they have a team of talented, they're all trained in staging. They're all accredited staging professional stagers. And so anybody watching, the association that I'm the chairwoman of, IHOSP, it is open to all designations that are approved. And so I think education. There's some wonderful classes out there. You can't ever get enough knowledge. Again, if it just helps to refine what you're doing or remind you about something that maybe you forgot, as far as it could be wording. Oftentimes when I would go back to the course, even before I was a trainer, and I would listen, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that particular wording. I need to say that to these clients, because the communication part of our business is crucial. Because people don't know what you don't tell them. Never let them tell you how you run your business, and never assume they know how you work. And always communicate. I always say communicate up front so the expectations are managed with the client. Because when we don't do that, then you get the people saying, well, I thought it was going to be like this, or I want to be able to do that, like pick your furniture, or I want to be able to make selections. I want to be able to do these things with the process. And the fact is, you need to manage the expectation up front so the client knows exactly how you work. Which is great.
I think that is what I have learned today more than anything, is how much I don't tell them. And so I just need to remind myself and to put some documents in place that help to reiterate, no, you cannot come and pick your furniture out of the warehouse.
As the
No,
role
you
playing.
cannot be there on install day. No, we're not changing the mirror from a square one to a round one just because you don't like what we did.
Yeah, and I sometimes do that too. I kind of jump in the process. I don't always lay the foundation with the client up front. So because I feel like, okay, they know about staging, let's just get right to what's going to happen and the pricing and so forth. But a lot of them, they need to understand the why and the process and what their involvement's going to be, which isn't, they don't get to make selections and
And you're not
come
coming.
shop at the warehouse, right? I try to make her let me come and see the warehouse. You mean I can't come and select the furniture? No. Staging selections are at all sole discretion. It will be made at the time of commitment from the client when you pay me with the signed agreement. Then I make the selections, and your house is going to look fabulous.
This is marvelous.
Isn't that fun?
It's not painful, ladies. It really isn't painful.
We all look good. It's the angle of the phone, so we're not like You know, the phone, if it's down low, that's a horrible angle. But this is a nice angle up here.
This is great.
So it's been really fun. I love seeing, and I consider when I teach the masters, it's people that I already know. So it's colleagues for the most part. And so
Yes.
I have admired your business growth. I mean, I don't look at myself as better than anybody else. You know, I learn from other people too. So it's really fun to be able to enjoy this time, really getting to know each other in a different setting. Because
It's
we're almost like
special.
ships passing in the
It's
night. I know, because I get to see you at conference, but I don't always get to spend time with you. So.
And I couldn't go to Europe or didn't go to
I
Europe.
know.
Or
Next time. That would be, I mean, you have to come because it would be, oh my gosh, it would be so fun. We'd have a blast.
there is no alcohol involved.
Right. During class, no alcohol. After class, we like to do a little sampling. All right. This is Mary Beth Francisco. So get a little closer so they can see you. So, all right. So tell them who you are, where you live.
I'm Mary Beth Francisco, and my voice sounds like this because I have been doing some after hours enjoyment.
Yeah.
Staying up a little bit too late, having a lot of fun, but completely worth it. I'm out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm with the Stage It team. I've been with Stage It, I'm going to say 4 years. I've been staging for 5. And I'm in a unique situation, which coming into this, maybe I felt a little, not apprehensive, but maybe a little, and not, the word's not insecure, but I do not own my own business. I am a part of the staging team, but I'm investing in myself to spend this time to become a master.
Invest.
Because I am in the business of me. Yeah. I'm part of the Stage It team, and I'm involved in some of the decision making, but policies and procedures are not, don't fall onto me. They are part of this wonderful team we're a part of. So I think I need to brand myself and my own work within this team, and always strive for excellence. And I come from a field of education. My former profession was elementary ed, and we're constantly doing continuing ed. So I couldn't imagine not doing this. I knew that I would invest in the time in myself. And so before I was like, well, this is kind of weird. I don't own my own business, and I'm getting my master's, and everybody's business owners. But I do. I own the business of me. And so if I can, and I know we all have very full lives, but if I can stop and air traffic control what I had going on at home, then anybody can. I have 4 kids.
She has 4 kids. I have 4 kids. So, you know, whether you have children or not, you have obligations and so forth, it is, as Karen said, it's super important to take time for yourself, for your business, and to better yourself in your process. So you don't have to be your own sole business owner to come and get added education. I think it's just, you just want to learn more and to grow. And now Karen, of course, from a marketing perspective, they have the largest team of accredited staging professionals in the Southeast, and now they can boast that they have 2 masters on their team as well. And so it's all, you know, even from a marketing perspective, it's really wise. So you also provide, as far as Karen's team, Karen has, you know, somebody that works specifically with construction, remodeling, properties. So what's his name that does that? Matt
Bradshaw.
Yeah, and so he does a great job with that. And then, of course, they have their staging side where they do occupied houses, vacant houses. They also do design, which is what Mary Beth has been, focused on, the specialist for that. And so tell us kind of what you do in that role.
Well, I am the lead for our design projects. So as a lot of you know, you stage a property and they love what you did so much that they say, well, now can you come help me at my real home?
Right.
You know, because this is just my house. Now I want you to come help me, and absolutely we can. So I don't know when Stage It started, if it thought that it would be doing design.
No.
But the yes, we can do that attitude turned into, yes, we do design. And what the challenge I had shared is that you get such great education in the ASP course for the procedures. This is how you start. Let me tell you how I work. This is how a staging happens, from the pictures and the proposal to the install to the destall. Got it. Well, that's not how design works.
Right. And
figuring out how design works. Can we all make the room pretty? Yes. But the business of the design, so that's been a challenge of mine, and I've just really enjoyed and have been looking forward to this focused time to have this week.
Yeah.
to just really say what is it that I need to do better? How can I do it better?
And what do I enjoy?
yes.
We've been talking about, I'm sure like a lot of you watching, you might get people to ask you if you do design. And I mean, I can pick, paint colors and flooring fixtures and so forth for a homeowner, do room arrangement. There's a point where I walk away when it comes to fabrics.
Yeah.
Things like that where it's because it doesn't interest me. I mean, I'm not into, I like seeing all these things, but it is sort of overwhelming to see all these fabric swatches. And quite honestly, I don't want to take the time with a person. That sounds terrible.
Amen, sister. Amen.
Why do you think Karen has been? Yes, we do design.
But I like with staging that you get in, you work with the seller. So I'm like 3-time girls. So you see the house, you stage the house, you pick your stuff up, done, right?
Yeah.
And
And design it's different.
it's more long term, and then especially when the seller, you have to have, I think, a different temperament too. That sometimes the homeowner doesn't really know what they want, and I don't like this, I like that. So you're steering them. I even said this last week with Joanne Leonard Weary's segment. I know what I like.
Yeah.
So when it comes to design, how much of it is the person who's in that role of the designer imparting their opinion or vision to the property, and then hoping that, gosh, I hope the seller likes what I'm coming up with, because a lot of homeowners, they don't know what they want, and they do want advice on what direction they should go into. And then there's people that really enjoy doing that. So I feel like if you're like me and that's not your forte, you do need to have somebody like a Mary Beth on your team. Consider adding them either on a contract basis when you get the requests, and be able to have it as a resource, because saying no to a potential client, you're walking away from business. And so Karen has always said, find a way to do it. I know Blair has always said, yes, we can do that, and then you figure it out. So I think that's really smart.
Right. And
Because you truly are full service.
Yes, and when you add value-added services to your business, thinking of, you don't have to be the person
Right.
that offers it, but you bring in somebody that can, or jack of all.
Right. Jack of all trades. Yeah, and it's a fun process. I mean, hopefully we'll be able to take you around the showroom. Has anybody, by the way, heard back from Blair? Is he in the showroom?
I'm going to find him.
We're going to go find Blair. We just want to bring him up, and if we have to bring the camera, we're going to walk it around. So we have a plan B, just in case he's not coming. But we do want to show you the showroom, because it'll be fun.
That's beautiful.
And I know that Mary Beth has even thought, kind of along the same lines as I am, that you like the design side, but you like the staging better for the reasons I just shared. It's a different process because we're in control of what's going in there, and it's not really at the affirmation or the confirmation of the homeowner, because they're not buying their house back. So we want them to be happy with the results. And of course, the results we're looking for is to get the house sold, but they don't have to like the mirror, the artwork, or the couch. It's because it's not for them. So it puts a whole different creative control on it, because now then we're the ones really directing versus having to adjust for what a homeowner might say, well, I don't really like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that having the processes down, and because I say that's my challenge. I have a staging arm, and then I have a design arm, and getting that together. But this week, although we're only on day 3, it feels like longer, doesn't it?
I know, it feels like
in a good way.
it does. Yeah. So we've been here a month now. That's been great. I can't believe it's only Wednesday. It feels like Friday, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's going by. I mean, the week is going by slowly, but it feels like we've covered so much, and we had a lot of fun.
And let me interject, because I'll forget what I was saying, but it'll come back. If you do the Masters again, you have to come to Plymouth, Massachusetts. Yeah. I'm coming back with my girlfriends. It is a precious town. It's beautiful. It's historical. Mm-hmm. The food is ridiculous. It's just the scenery is great. I'm coming back for a girls' weekend.
Yeah, I mean, one of the benefits of doing it here, of course, is with the Masters, we always like to go to an existing warehouse so people can kind of see, because some people already have warehouses, so it'll help them with, okay, how does this person store their pillows or their furniture? How do they rack and stack? Do they have pickers? How do they run that? Or somebody who hasn't even gotten to that point yet can see the potential. So, of course, we get to go to Blair's warehouse, which I believe is something like 30,000 square feet, if I'm not mistaken. And then we're going to stage a house tomorrow, which I didn't know we were going to be doing that, but I'm game for it. So we get to stage a luxury property. So you never know what we might throw in extra for the Masters. And it's just come and be part of, adding to your education and meet some fabulous people.
Yeah. It's a smart,
really fun,
smart decision.
Good. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you so much.
Future ESPN. All right, Kathy.
Oh, Kimberly first.
Oh, Kimberly. All right. We're saving the best for last. All right, Kimberly.
Hello.
So this is Kimberly Swan. Up until recently, one of the younger ASP stagers and getting her ASPM. And tell us where you're from.
Oklahoma City, originally Pawhuska, Oklahoma. Moved to Oklahoma City after college graduation in December of '05. Marketing degree.
Good.
I got into staging because my company I was working for was slowly changing their hours, and I needed something to supplement my income. And I found home staging. I pulled Mom in, and we took the course in June of 2009. Started the business January of 2010. And I'm doing it full time since August of last year. Took the leap of faith and quit the JOB, and now I have a career. Love it.
Which is important because it is a risk. Those of you that are considering getting into staging and you're working in a different industry, maybe have a full-time job somewhere else, you can transition in. I know when I got started, our kids were 3 to 8 years old, and I was homeschooling, so I was not able to go out during the daytime and work with clients. So I did everything in nights and weekends and built my business, and then got to the point where I had that other part handled. We ended up putting the kids in a private school, but you can make it work and then transition in, but it is I like what you said, leap of faith.
It was,
You do.
definitely.
So your original company name, which I have always loved, Two Swans of Staging, which always reminds me of Christmas, the 7 swans of swimming. But I love that because that's your last name, and then you now have also a different company name that you're branding. What is that?
Yes, we have Staging Oklahoma. We just rebranded, but we also have Staging Oklahoma, DBA as Two Swans of Staging. So we have both of those websites.
And then you also have a
Domain.
boutique.
I do, the Black Swan Boutique.
So she sells fabulous
Like when I'm
clothing and accessories and so forth. So it's called the Black Swan Boutique. And where's that? That's in Oklahoma City?
It's in Oklahoma City and Blanchard and online. So check me out, blackswanboutique.com.
blackswanboutique.com. So what have you, so it's only Wednesday morning. What one or two things have you learned so far?
I think the biggest thing for me is communication, how to word stuff to your clients, like in the role playing, because we're giving away our knowledge to the clients, and now I know how to stop that, to
Right.
prevent it, and then just learning what everyone else is doing to help with our processes, and taking apart little bits, like what you said, the modules, taking it apart. That's really helped me.
Yes, this morning we're working on pricing. So we previewed a condo yesterday, and their homework was to come up with the pricing based on their own market, not here, but what would they charge for that? And then I'm in the role of the seller, and I'm going to ask questions and try to nail them with, aren't you going to tell me what you're putting into my house? And I don't want to pay you by credit card. I just want to pay you by check, or can I pay you after the fact? All these things we hear, and being able to role play to follow what our business process is. And I can't again say enough about role playing, the value of that. So that the condo, they had their exercise that we're pricing this morning, and then we're going to get into obtaining larger projects, how to price those, warehousing, and then we're going to get into tomorrow and Friday will be more business process, marketing. Nobody's going to find you unless you market yourself, right? So marketing is all about your brand, and one of the exercises last night was also for them to share or come up with their value proposition. So some of you might go, what is that? There's actually, human player
Like
what
us.
is that? And your value proposition is what are you sharing that shares your value. So it's, you're solving a need for the client, you're sharing your services and benefits, and then what sets you apart from your competition. So it usually has 3 elements. And to me, it can be shared in print in a marketing piece on your websites, but it also could be shared verbally with people. That's your value proposition. You have to give them a reason to why they're going to want to work with you versus someone else, and they also need to understand what the benefit to them is and how you're helping them solve their challenge, which is getting their house sold for the best price and the most money, right? Show me the money.
On the fastest time.
Fast time. I'm so proud of Kimberly. It's also, there's no right or wrong length of time to grow your business. There's some people that get off to a faster start, others grow more slowly, and I was using the analogy. Did I tell you guys the fern and the bamboo story in the first day?
Yes, love it.
It's
And I
been,
have bamboo at home.
Do it.
yeah, and so the fern and the bamboo, it's like a little story poem type thing, but in a nutshell, this person goes out to the forest and they're discouraged and they're talking to God and they're like, I want to quit life, and God basically points out the fern and the forest and the bamboo and says, I planted both of them to make the forest beautiful, but they grew at different rates. And the story says, the first year the fern started growing and nothing from the bamboo. The second year the fern got bigger, bamboo nothing. Third year, fern lush, bamboo nothing. Fourth year, fifth year, finally there's nothing from the bamboo for 5 years, and the fern is like really lush and beautiful, and all of a sudden the bamboo shoots up 100 feet in the air. And so he said both of them were needed to make the forest beautiful, and all that time that the bamboo looked like nothing was happening, it was growing really strong roots, and then it shoots 100 feet in the air and passes up the fern, but they're both necessary, right? So you don't know what your journey is going to be, and you don't have to think like I'm not as big as, or I'm not growing as fast as. It's all timing. And I feel like this is for you, knowing your journey, this is the perfect time for you to be in this class, because I don't think like a couple years ago you wouldn't have been ready.
I was not ready. Now I am. I'm ready. We're here.
Yep.
We're going to go way up here.
Yep.
Hey,
6-figure club.
Yep. She set a goal.
speak
Go.
it into existence.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Yeah, so good to have you here. All right, Mama. Tag. And we have Kathy. I love her. That's cute. So we've gone from, you have one of the younger people, and what I love about staging, it is not age specific. It is not age restrictive. We have students that are, one couple that have still been in high school taking the class, and then you have some that are more
Second
seasoned.
career.
More seasoned
Second
is what I'm going to
career.
say, second career. And I love that you guys are a team, the mother-daughter. I envy that. I would love
Thank
to
you.
have had business with my mom, and I don't know if she's watching, but hi, Mom. I love her, and she always had a flair for making our houses look great, and so, of course, I appreciate that my daughter, Lauren, so we are a mother-daughter team, so she's on my staging team, and I love having family involved. I just think it's really what a great industry to be able to do that. So what did you do before?
I worked for a Fortune 500 company. I was a college relations coordinator, so I've always worked with the public. I loved my job.
Mm-hmm.
When we merged, I worked with Phillips Petroleum. We were merged with Conoco, and my department moved to Houston. Well, my husband's a rancher, and I thought, I don't think I want to move to Houston. So they offered an incredible incentive package to take early retirement, so I did. And then Kimberly decided she wanted to go into the staging business, and I thought, what a fun thing to do together.
Yes.
And I have loved it. It's been an incredible experience, and I feel like we are the bamboo.
Yes.
I really do. I think we're at the point now when she took the leap of faith last year. This is exactly where God wanted her to be.
Absolutely.
And this is an incredible family. The IHOSP is, well, I love Barb and I love Jeannie. And it's just, these are our sisters and brothers. And it is a family. You've got support. There's no competition. It's we share ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I truly, truly encourage any of you who are considering the Masters or have not considered it, you've got to do it. I was terrified. I thought, oh my God.
Me too.
As a senior member, I thought, I have a lot of stamina, but I thought I didn't know if I could handle it. But it has been amazing. I'm fired up. I'm a morning person, and I'm still a morning person even after these 3 days. And I look forward to this new venture in our lives, and just we really and truly have a goal. I can't stand that we're not part of the 6-figure club, and so
We will be.
and with Kimberly's leadership and marketing expertise and the support of Jenny and our IHOS family, we're going to make it.
You are.
That's good.
You're going to get there.
We are.
Yep.
We truly are.
And those of you she's referring to, there's a 6-figure stager group on Facebook, but there's also the advanced stager training that's happening after our conference in Charlotte. So the conference wraps up Saturday evening. We're going to have a great time Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday will be a workshop intensive for 6-figure plus stagers, and we want you there.
And I can't stand that we're not part of it. So
Yeah.
that's our goal.
You're going to get there.
Before October. Kimberly has
We have-
set that as our
Financial
goal.
payment.
You have 6 months.
And I
6
will
months to
share
make
with you that we did start out with a small warehouse. My husband built a 1,200 square foot storage building on our property, on our ranch, but most of our business is in central Oklahoma. Oklahoma is uncharted territory, and so we have a big job ahead of us to educate the realtors.
do educate the sellers when we're talking to them. But we feel that our biggest job is to educate the sellers, the realtors.
Yes.
And let them know how we can help their business grow for more profits. And
We're coming for you.
yeah, we're coming after you.
They've got some great real estate companies there. Yeah. And so I think that realtors, anyone that's watching, or should you tune into this later, maybe these gals will share it with the realtors, but it makes you more productive, takes you out of the hot seat to have a stager on your team. And there's only so much time. You can't buy back time. You can't save up time. And so, you have your work day. Do you want to be taking the time and spending it helping a seller remove their clutter and dealing with their, resistance? Or do you want to use that time productively and be able to make more calls for buyers and sellers because you get paid to list and sell houses? We're the ones that want to stage them for you.
And we can make you look better.
Yeah. Take you out of the hot seat, and so you're not the ones telling the seller there's all these things wrong with their house. And of course, vacant properties, staging has been a proven fact that it helps houses sell. So listen to these ladies in Oklahoma City. You all need to be staging your properties and using the Swans, Staging Oklahoma. And now the 2 ASPM master stagers, I think you're the only 2 in Oklahoma City.
We are the only 2 lifetime premier accredited masters, soon to be masters.
I'm a
accredited.
lifetime too.
And so is Blair, right?
And Blair,
You're in good company.
and we became a lifetime on our during our first conference. And we're very proud of that designation. And couldn't ask for
Absolutely.
better.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are here.
Well,
So it's
thank you.
really special. And so again, you see all different age levels represented here and backgrounds and from different parts of the country. So those of you know I'm from the Denver area. So, staging is everywhere. There's no reason why people can't succeed. You have to just have a desire and then be willing to add to your education, whatever form that takes for you. Because I truly believe when we stop learning, then I don't mean negative, but it's like you die inside, right? Mm-hmm. You always want to be learning something to challenge yourself, or else what's going to push you forward if you don't have new goals? So, where are we with Blair?
He is staging a property right now.
Of course he is.
And he is expected in Boston at another property after that, and he apologizes.
It's all right.
But he wants you
Yes.
to tour the...
Yes, we're going to take you guys on a tour. Hopefully, you would like to see the showroom. So.
We don't know how to do that, do we?
Here we do. So I'm going to take, this is going to get a little jittery here, so I'm going to take it off my tripod here, so you can still see us. Hello, everybody. So I think I'm going to flip it around. Let's see if this works. Oops, my big finger. That flip around. Okay, now it flips around. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to take you on a tour of, no, this is not his warehouse, this is his store. But where we are right here, where we have had our classroom for the last 3 days, this is the design center for his store. So one of the things that's so great that Blair has done, those of you who've heard him share, is he never says no. And so his business started off like a lot of us with taking a class and then starting to work with homeowners and doing consultations and so forth. And then over time, he started adding the design element, and he opened up 6 stores. He's going to be opening up more. So this is the upstairs of one of his stores here in Plymouth. So you can see it's the design side. So he's got all the fabric swatches. Hi, everybody. And so they have seating and so forth for the customers. And then where we are all laid out is usually where they would have things that they pulled together as samples. So I'll just kind of walk you back. We actually moved everything off of this table, and then these are some of their projects they had in process. So he lays out whoever's doing the project lays out the different things that they're looking at working with, and there's some pictures of things that they're considering. So this is actually really cool to see how this all gets pulled together. And so this is something you want to do for your business. This is what it could look like for you. You got stuff on the floor here, catalogs. Here's another one here. This is a client design project that's in process. And so these are the things that we're looking at. These are fabulous. I love those tables, and I love this one with the wood over here. That one, very cool. So, and he's got all sorts of things here with all these area rugs here hanging up. So, very easy to see everything, and be fun to pull the projects together. We took the art off the wall, so that's not normally what that wall looks like. That's where I'm projecting my PowerPoints every day. All right, so we're going to take you downstairs. There might actually be customers here shopping too. So he has every little area staged as you're going around, artwork and so forth. So this is the back of the store. So that's where we're teaching. So we walk up the back steps. But I just love, this is called Setting the Space. He has, again, 6 stores throughout the Boston area. So this is the little kids section. I just love this. I mean, a lot of little cute, little whimsical things, little sayings, costumes. And so he has something for everybody in the stores, which I love. So some of you that are thinking of retail, so Kimberly opened up her boutique. And what's really cool is whether you have $10 or $1,000, you would find something that you could purchase and take out of the store. It could be like a little bath soap, a little mirror for your phone on the lesser end, to these fabulous pieces of furniture. And he has back here, I love all of this stuff, all the customizable signage with the kind of the shiplap. He has a whole section that's for brides and grooms and people that are getting married. So it's really kind of fun, personalized letters. So I'm going into this area here. A lot of these little inspiration books that are so fun. He has a whole table of these fun books that we all love to read. They could be kids' books. There's also this one. What was I looking at the other day? It was one of these, this one. It says, Because You're the Absolute Best. Just like little inspirational things you can read every day. So soaps, and so you can just see it's chock full. It's just, you look around and it's just like every nook and cranny, there's something fun that you can look at and possibly buy. So all the furniture here, of course, he sells. So people come in here and they can buy off the showroom floor. They could place an order for something that they want. They actually offer the design services complimentary for people that want to shop and purchase from them, which I think is very wise. So here's another great grouping here. And of course, these really cool light fixtures. Aren't those amazing? Now here's the wedding section, which I love. Isn't this fun? So it's Mr. and Mrs., the Doves. Oh, there's a book though. What is it? I love this. Look at this book. Wedding Dogs. Isn't that cute? A celebration of holy matrimony. And it has, the couple in the front with their dog. But it has, isn't this cute? So things inside. So it's a really cute book. I mean, who wouldn't want to purchase that? That's really cute. And just a lot of wedding pong instead of beer pong. So a lot of really cute things that they've curated for the store. And then let's go over here. I'm going to show you some of the fashion. So of course, they just got a whole new rack of stuff in. Oh, that's very exciting. So of course, when we first came in the store, we're all plowing through the racks of clothing and seeing what we might want to purchase. And very fun. So they're unpacking. Here's his team unpacking the store things. Hello, everybody. You're on Facebook Live. Hi. Hello. So fabulous. He's got different color over jackets and overlays to different tops. And then, of course, they have their bling items over here. Here's all the fun jewelry.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like costume jewelry that's fun? Look how fun that is. And they do such a great job with the display. Like, of course, it's a staging company birth, and so their displays around the store are really, really beautiful. And then he has this section over here, so you can see the furniture, accessories, the artwork, the jewelry. It's all intermixed, so there's something for everybody when they come in. So I'm going to continue to really look at all the bling stuff here. Isn't that fun? So the display, some glassware. Again, you kind of come up, there's some unique things up above. So this is the one corner of the store. So you've got a dining area set up. So isn't this fabulous? So you could buy candlesticks. Look at these fun cotton. I haven't seen these. I've seen the cotton stems, but I haven't seen these cotton round balls, and they're really, so you got that kind of natural rustic, and it's very fun. And these are $12.95.